Welcome, dear listener, to episode 64. I'm James.
I'm Mike, and we are
Last of the Party, the show where we talk about all the nerdy goodness. Hey, dear listener, I wanted to take a moment right at the top of the show here and just say thanks for listening. Without you guys tuning in week after week and sharing all the episodes, this show wouldn't be growing the way it is, and I just wanted to take a second and ditch the house cleaning for an episode or two and just say thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. Just continue to keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are freaking awesome. Just share the show with your nerd friends, families, and others. So thanks you guys so much. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what?
What do we have for him this week?
Well, we're going to hit pause on the episode for a second because there's two things I have to bring up. One, we made a boo-boo about 4 or 5 episodes ago. We did a verse episode that had Nightwing and Batman versus Daredevil and Black Panther. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that we said that Batman would win that. Is that how you remember that?
Yes, only because I think our final justification was that Batman is number 4 in his universe, and Robin is like number 8. Okay. And in the Marvel universe, Black Panther's like number 7, and Daredevil's number 8. So essentially 8 and 7 versus 4 and 8. And we determined that was the or something really close to that. If I'm not spot on.
That's how I remembered it too. Since then, this past week, Screw Attack has done a death battle of Batman versus Black Panther. Have you seen?
Yeah, I watched
Dude,
that. I did.
Apparently, their main factor was the suit, which I did not realize how much vibranium would take out of any weaponry Batman would bring, and that kind of got me reconsidering this situation.
Well, and our dude Kyle Hill at Because Science is going to use modern science to construct a Black Panther suit that will be comparable to what T'Challa has. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't do a ton of research. I read a lot of wikis for the episode, I'll be honest.
Oh, me too.
I am super stoked for the movie. I didn't realize, maybe I read it and just didn't think about it. I don't know. I didn't put enough stock in the suit's ability to stop kinetic energy.
Yeah, that's a big factor. A massive factor in that. So
unless you've got like an energy weapon that instantaneously disintegrates things, I don't know. I don't see Batman winning that one.
Yeah, so we have to withdraw that verdict just on the fact of yowza. So, yeah, that was huge. The second thing I wanted to bring up is yesterday. Well, first, Injustice 2 is a game that James and I really love, and also my son Jake is like, he's got 3 or 4 level 20 characters, just continuing to build his roster, and he's really stoked about the Ninja Turtles being some of the characters coming to the game. And yesterday was a multiverse event where you could try the Ninja Turtles.
Oh man, you should have shot me a text.
I didn't think, and honestly, that's my fault. I'm recovering from a cold. I am super zapped right now. The fact that there's energy. But I told Jake, and Jake and Reese ran downstairs with gleeful abandon and played for, I kid you not, 2 hours and loved every minute of it. Because not only does it honor the past with the comics and the TV show, but it puts a fresh spin on the injusticeness and the interactions. And basically, they beat the crap out of Batman with 3 out of the 4 turtles. They didn't have time to get to all 4, but they loved it. Pick you up some Injustice, pick you up some Ninja Turtles is the verdict I'm hearing.
Speaking of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, have you seen the debauchery that Nickelodeon's going to do?
I saw it trending, but I did not actually look into it. I was in a weird spot at the time. What is going on?
So they're revamping the Ninja Turtles again, which makes no sense to me because the last show they did was phenomenal.
Okay.
I mean, perfection. It was just perfection. Let's just call it what it is. It was perfection. Okay?
Indeed.
And so now all 4 turtles are all different turtle species.
Which kind of makes sense in a way, but keep going. I want you to...
I mean, it negates the fact that they're brothers, but whatever.
Are you saying that sometimes brothers can be more than just genetics?
I'm saying brothers is usually held within the same species.
No. Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
Yes.
I digress. But so they're changing that. So like they're all different size turtles now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you're kind of on board with that.
On board with that.
Here's where I'm going to lose you.
Oh, goody. What you got?
Raphael's now the leader.
Huh?
Leonardo is described as a rebel with a heart of gold. Raph is the like grizzly drill sergeant type now. Michelangelo is the artsy fun one, which it's not too much, not too far of a leap. And Donatello's like the coder, hacker, like awkward, like brooding one now. Not like fun, nerdy, like smart Donnie, but like now he's gonna be like, my computer crashed, man. Like, it's gonna be.
He's gonna be the millennial, is what I'm hearing.
He's gonna have some purple eyeshadow and
a bad Tobey Maguire haircut.
Sweep to the right, but he's gonna be able to swing dance for some reason.
Why? What?
Oh no, no. The worst part is that they've completely changed all their weapons.
How?
So Michelangelo's going from nunchaku to like a morning star.
Because he's medieval now.
Whip thing.
Okay.
Leonardo straight up has a lightsaber. And if you think I'm joking at that description, Google it. It's I don't know what else to... A laser sword.
A lightsaber.
I don't know what else to call it. It's awful. Donatello has a staff with a spear on the end, so maybe like a naginata. And then Raphael isn't going to say, damn, I lost a sign, like he did in the first movie. He's going to say, oh, shucks, I lost a tonfa. Because he's going tonfas for some reason.
But,
dear listener, if you're not as nerdy as Mike and I and you don't know what a tonfa is, essentially it's like a billy club.
Oh,
right.
Wow. Is that so? Rise of the TMNT. Basically, that's what we're looking at.
It's called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Dude,
is that not a lightsaber?
They've all got this weird energy displacement thing going on.
Yeah,
and
April O'Neil is now a very young, like 9 or 10. She looks like,
and apparently African American.
Yeah, which, who cares? But, like, now has a green lightsaber baseball bat.
It looks... the seizures.
It's a lightsaber baseball bat.
Oh, the seizures. Why?
I don't know. It looks ridiculous. Oh, have you seen Splinter yet?
I've not. No, I'm looking at one shot.
Splinter looks more like a chinchilla. Although, they've said he's still a rat, but he's, like, tiny... And, like, very, like, ready to fight. Not like old, seasoned, wisdom-filled master that you wouldn't dare to throw down with.
That is horrible.
This little fella
looking at
always up for a scrap. So, yeah, there's 3 things we wanted to talk about before we got into the episode. Hey, Mike.
What's up?
What are we having for him this week?
Stunned silence is what we have this. How do you screw up? Okay, I get artistic differences. I get different artistic stylings. I even understand the different sizes of turtles and genetics. But when you start messing with what makes the turtles, I have to question your sanity, brain power, and possibly educational values.
Yeah.
Shame on you, sirs and misses, madams.
I can't believe it's made it this far. Everyone found out about it because Nickelodeon dropped it on their website and on Twitter.
Oh, that's good. I
was like, here you go, everybody. Here's the new show.
And of course,
was like, no.
Let's face it. Like every nerd anywhere about anything, we're freaking out negatively before we've seen it in action. The first, I'm just gonna say, I am indifferently negative right now, and if it comes out better, then awesome. If it comes out better, we will just have to see. Okay,
I say tie it to a fence post and throw Molotov cocktails at it till it's dead.
Wow, that was abrupt. That was abrupt.
I hate everything about it.
Abrupt.
I hate everything about it. What do we have for him this week?
Abrupt. Okay, so little brother, we are gathered here to mark a momentous occasion, dear listener. Not really, but for James, kind of, because James has finally read a book.
Shut up.
And not just any book, he's read Ready Player One. The book of epic nerdy goodness, combining all things nerdy into one book. This is Ernest Cline's 2011 masterpiece. It takes place in the year 2044. The world's been gripped by an energy crisis from the depletion of fossil fuels and the consequences of global blah blah, causing widespread social problems and economic stagnation. And the only escape, the only interaction, the only means of going anywhere, since everything is out of everything, is going to the Oasis.
That's right. So, in the Oasis, essentially what this is it's a virtual reality simulator accessible by players using visors and haptic technology, such as gloves. It functions both as an MMORPG and a virtual reality society with its currencies being the most stable in the entire world. It was created by a guy named James Halliday, who, when he died, had announced in his will to the public that he had left an Easter egg inside the Oasis. And the first person to find it would not only inherit his entire fortune, which is several $1 billion. Oh,
right? Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's what I took from it, too. I don't think they ever put, like, an exact number, but it was several billions.
Richest on the planet is literally how I took it.
Yeah. Make Steve Jobs...
Combine Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
I don't even think that... Anyway. So not only would it inherit his entire fortune, but also his corporation. The story follows the adventures of Wade Watts, starting about 5 years after the announcement when he discovers the first of the 3 keys pointing to the treasure. Now, Mike and I are going to do our best to avoid spoilers, but they're probably going to happen. So we're going to try to steer the waters appropriately.
And let's face it, dear listener, you only have until my daughter's birthday, March 29th, before the movie comes out. Read the book. Read the flippin' book. I mean, much love to Loot Crate, who put this in the box and shipped it about 2 years ago, which gave me exposure and blew my mind. My wife has read it. My son has read it. It's an amazing story. And honestly, one of the things I'm going to say in my review of this is the fact that, like every good, who doesn't like a treasure, a hunt for a treasure, whether it's national treasure, whether it is the Goonies, whether it is this book, and hopefully movie does it justice, who doesn't like a good treasure hunt?
Yeah, I said this was oddly, I tried to describe it to Karen, and I said it's oddly reminiscent of the 4th Harry Potter book, The Goblet of Fire. There's all these like riddles and tasks, and everybody's kind of like racing to figure everything out. Now, the tones are all those 2 books. Similar tones and themes are all those 2 books have in common.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So let's do our quickie scores out of 5.
Oh, the book, 4.5 out of 5. Easily 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
It's almost perfect.
I agree. I'm going to give it a 4.9 hairless haptic suit bodies out of 5. 4.9 is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.85. It was 95% perfect for me.
Okay.
I have one big gripe. It may be the same. Mike and I have not discussed this.
No, not
he
even.
He didn't even know. Oh, sorry for last week, by the way, dear listener. We apologize.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were doing this episode until
last week.
I said it in the episode.
Yeah, episode 63, the one where things happen.
I cleared. First things first.
Oh.
Chris Williams, thank you so much. It was Chris who shared his Audible book copy with me, and I was able to clear. Will Wheaton reading this book to me. I cleared the 15-hour book in 3 days.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it was really good. So Mike gives it a 4.75. What'd you say?
I said a 4.5. I said a
4.5.
4.5.
I say 4.85.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you? I guess let's get into jeers. Why is it not a 5 out of 5 for you?
And honestly, the only reason it's not a 5 out of 5, and mind you, this book dives heavily. It's steeped heavy. I try to say two things at once into nerd lore, but not just nerd lore as it pertains to 80s nerd culture. It dives heavily into those things. I do not have a huge background in that. Because of that, it wasn't completely accessible to me. So that last 0.5 is simply because I didn't have the background to fully appreciate all the things. I appreciated...
Really?
No, hold on. I mean, I am nerdy, sure, but those deep dives into some of those things, I don't know all of them. So because of that, that was the only thing really making it from great to amazing. I couldn't make that jump personally. I didn't have that experience. So
you should definitely listen to the audiobook with your laptop handy. Because I found
so you can
like
Google
on the
things.
Yeah, there was a couple of things that I was like, what? And so I would like Google it. Like the vehicle Wade Watts drives at the end. I was like, huh? And so
that was fun, wasn't it?
I Googled it and was like, oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yes, it is.
But sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's really what I had was the fact was just I couldn't personally access it because I didn't have those experiences going in. I mean, other than that, I found it was amazing. It was a good education as well as a fun read. If I had to say anything else, maybe a bit short, but I think its saving grace was that it was short. It had to be to the point. It had to get you there. So because that didn't have anything long and drawn out. So I appreciated that.
I feel the reason mine's not a perfect 5 and rather a 4.85 hairless haptic suit bodies out of 5 is I felt like it just ended. It just stops. I really could have used another chapter to sort of like either tie it up or set it up.
Well, I thought that it ended it on the adventure was over. So I took it to be what it was. I mean, yes, you would have liked to see more into their personal lives, but I think the best part about that is you can set something up if he ever revisits those characters again.
He can fill freaking needs to. Okay. We can't avoid this anymore. Okay. Guys, we lasted almost 18 minutes.
Hang on to your butts. Good. We're jumping off the spoiler track. It's on.
All right. I need to put a klaxon, like, alarm. I need to put a klaxon alarm, like spoiler waters, right ahead. Okay, sorry. Full spoilers. If you want to go to the movie completely unsullied, we love that you tuned in. We'll see you next time. If you've read the book, go read the book, come back, finish the episode. If you have read the book and you're waiting for the movie just like us, buckle up. It's going to get bumpy. Okay, so the freaking book ends after he finally kisses Artemis.
Yes.
And then it just stops.
Well, they've made their plans. They've discussed what they could do with the money. There's nothing definitive yet, but it ends in that moment of victory and uncertainty, like a lot of life.
I would normally be cool with,
but
if the book isn't told from his own... Wade Watts is telling the story the entire time, so he knows what's happening next. And it just stops with him kissing Artemis.
Okay, so
he was like, I decided to tell this story because no one would believe the truth if I told it to you. So here's my account of how I became the richest. Like, that's how the whole book starts. And I'm just like, finish the story, Wade.
Well,
like,
that's just it. His whole thing wasn't just that he got riches because he won. He got riches because he had real-life friends and a real girlfriend.
Yes.
So, I mean, I
guess.
To heck with his friends, I want a fitting conclusion that I like. The world's not about you, James.
Just a conclusion.
I felt it was a good ending.
The Easter egg had been found. He had the riches. What was Holiday's best friend's name?
Basically, just picture him as Wozniak,
No.
real life Wozniak.
What was his friend's name?
That's what I'm saying. Oz.
Orso? Was it Oz?
Was it Oz?
Oak Tree. His name was Oak Tree. No.
Are you looking it up too? Is that why we?
No, I can hear your keys clacking. I'm just waiting. I don't know.
Ogden Morrow, the great and powerful Og.
Yes,
okay, which let's face it, that's such a representation of Steve Jobs and Wozniak. It's exactly what that is.
So they're at his house. They get it. They win it. Og's like, "Great job, buddy. Here's what really happened. Go talk to your girl." They talk. He's like, "Oh, maybe I'm gonna feed everyone in the whole world." Mwah, story over.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did you feed everybody? How did that go? Did you guys get married? Did you had any babies? Like how? Like what? So that's really my only complaint. Like I found myself in the book. I loved H. H is the bamboozler for me.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Or the Irish saint, for me. Like that friend you rarely see in person, but is always online. And the minute you show up with a new gun or weapon attachment or a new bow,
hey buddy, nice stuff.
Where the did you get that scope from, you son? You know,
yeah.
It's like, whoa, hey,
calm
I was
down.
doing some stuff after you got off the line last night, loser. You know, like
yeah, I get that.
Perfectly written, and the twist with that character is too sweet to ruin. So we'll leave that one alone. But I love it. I want a second book.
It's a cool playground to run around in. It would be nice to be able to, instead of you're following Wade's point of view, it would be nice every once in a while if he turned his head a little more to the left, a little more to the right, to kind of gain an idea. You get an idea of kind of how wide the thing is. It'd be nice to know how deep the thing goes, because I feel like we got that perspective going, and the movie trailer looks like it's going to shed a little more light on that.
We'll talk about the movie here in a second.
Yeah.
So I did kind of feel like I don't know. I felt like when Mike and I read the intro, we were like, the only place to escape is the Oasis. I don't think we set this up well enough.
Okay, how so?
Everyone plays this game. Everyone.
And let's face it, if you're here and you've read
because
the book,
they have to.
Yeah.
Right.
There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. You work online. You go to school online. Literally.
The economies are failing. You go to school. You go to work. You watch movies. You play games inside the Oasis that is technically a game. The Oasis is all of the internet.
Yes.
Every business has real estate. There's almost an endless amount of planets to go to.
Think of what was the game? That PS4 complete botch job. What was the game? The Planetary Explorer game. What was the game? I can't think of it. Yeah, you got it. What is it?
Shoot, you had to ask. I
think
played
of
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky actually working, populated with everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
Literally,
No Man's Sky was great for 6 hours.
Imagine people playing it for 10 years.
Their whole life.
Life. And every available business has space online, and every available person has things to do in there because they literally work in this virtual environment because there's no more gas. Because there's nowhere else to go.
Real travel is too expensive, so instead you log into the Oasis, which is free to play, and you pay Oasis credits to go to the moon.
And luckily, apparently EA has been defeated because there was not one mention of loot boxes in the entire book. Praise be to Ernest Cline.
Yeah, he didn't get the first key and then also get 3 boxes to open.
Or luckily they didn't try to buy him off with keys and therefore lose it himself. So
Wade. I'm sorry, Parzival.
Parzival,
Look,
yes.
my boy, dude, if you tell us how to get the first key, I'm willing to offer you 3 gold boxes that might have something good in it. Probably not, but
and
might.
30 crystals. 30.
They're
30 crystals.
They're only cosmetic. It's only cosmetic upgrades. So yeah, you can look how you want to look. You can be how you want to be in the Oasis. You don't have to look like yourself. There are programs upon programs upon programs upon programs to alter how your avatar looks. If you die, you lose all your crap. Kind of like in Minecraft.
Kinda. Yeah.
You die, all your stuff just floats on the floor. And I guess if you could make it back there, you could get all your stuff back. But they never really cover that part.
Yeah.
There are artifacts.
Yeah, there are.
It was so cool. I just, man, screw Xbox One X. I want to play in the Oasis, please.
That would be interesting and also terrifying. Man.
Yeah. Okay, so Mike.
Yes, sir.
Do you want Mr. Ernest Cline to write a second book?
Only if the story is as epic as the first one. Why do I say that? Obviously, everyone wants a good story, but this story was groundbreaking with its use of multiple licensing, with how it didn't just bring up nerd culture. It brought up nerd culture in a way that fascinated the reader. Kind of like Stranger Things isn't just a horror show or whatever, but it did it in a way that fascinated fans of the 80s and fascinated that sense of nostalgia. Ready Player One approached nerddom from a fresh perspective that grabbed your attention and kind of lovely stroked the back of your neck a little bit. It's Valentine's Day. That can be creepy. And I think...
No, you can't.
Yeah, I just did.
Ew.
Deal with it. What? Thanks, Larry. On behalf of Last of the Party, I'm supposed to apologize for any possible harassment issues you may have just felt. So...
Hashtag legal department Larry.
Hashtag legal department Larry. I don't know. So the story would need to be going in a new direction, still exploring the depth and width of the Oasis, offering something new. If it feels rehashed, in other words, it's just going to bomb. And who wants that for their favorite characters? You know?
Yeah.
It'd be like if instead of Book 4, Goblet of Fire, which is one of my personal favorites, if J.K. Rowling had introduced Book 4, Harry Potter and the Petting Zoo. And people would be like, say what?
Yeah.
You what now?
Yeah. Harry Potter and the SeaWorld trip.
Harry Potter slogs through crap for 30 chapters, and we're reading it grudgingly just to see if there is a nugget of truth. Oh, there's not anything good. We are sad.
So, yeah, as much as I want a second book, and Chris and I talked about this at length, the 3 things you need to make a story good are, like, peril.
Yes.
You need your main character to have some sort of, like, conflict or peril, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Parzival's a god now in the Oasis, essentially.
And like, what beats a coded level god? Hackers.
Hackers or artifacts, I guess.
Yeah, hackers, well, I don't think there's an artifact that would trump that Halliday would have thought of. But let's
Halliday
face
told
it.
him, he's like, dude, you're immortal now. So.
But what if that was threatened or taken away? What if the core of it was somehow being hijacked? What if a corporation like Schmalschmart suddenly got hacky and decided to try and do a hostile takeover by dirty means, which is kind of what happens in the book a bit, but you can roam around. You got an idea.
Dude,
I saw it.
Got it.
What up?
I've got it.
What up?
I haven't thought of this before. A virus.
Okay.
That turns everyone's avatar that's infected, they can't log in and they lose control over their avatar, and when they log in, they can only watch what their avatar is doing.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you'd have H be like, sorry, Parzival, I don't mean this, and, like, firing a rocket launcher at him, or, like, stop me, please, help me, but he knows doing that will kill the avatar, and they'll have to start all over again.
So it's kind of like a zombie
and he has
virus
to figure out,
on the Oasis.
Sort of.
Not real. Huh.
So
okay.
like
Okay.
kind of, but like kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like you don't know who's turned, who's not.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not
Like
bad at all.
yeah, I think because even that, like even if he is immortal, his friends aren't.
That's true.
Og isn't.
I don't know if Og isn't or not. We don't get full clarity on that, and I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we do.
Given what he does at the discotheque for his birthday party, he might have a touch of that. Maybe not the same power level, but Homeboy might be untouchable.
No, it says it explicitly that the only two avatars that can do that were him and Halliday. Yeah.
Well, true, but I'm saying, is it possible that Og's up there, but not quite up there?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Something to think about.
But, I mean, that's one thing that you could do is he could lose his avatar. His avatar could croak.
How to beat the unbeatable.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Parzival could be like, wait, how did his avatar just die? What's going on? What? And then he'd be like, there's a new virus we didn't account for. They found a loophole. So, I don't know. Might be cool.
Interesting. Right on.
And that would be the only way that I think that you could do it. You have to... There's nothing at risk. He's comfortable. He has billions of dollars. He went from not having anything to eat in the first few chapters to rich in the game, and then rich in real life, and then unbelievably rich beyond his wildest imagination.
So that would need to be threatened or something to make that a plausible beginning for a book. And I don't know what I'm looking at on the Google Duo, but that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
It wasn't completely on my end.
What are your hopes for the movie?
So I watched the trailer about 7 times.
Okay.
Directly after finishing the book.
All right.
And I'm really worried, man.
I'm seeing a lot of marketing in that.
Which is fine. I mean, that plays into the Oasis completely.
As long as it's not a cover for Week's story. And I don't see Spielberg doing that. I mean, I can't think of any 2 movies that he has train wrecked, you know? If it were Michael Bay, I wouldn't even bother with the movie, but
right.
Because it's Spielberg, I mean, he's already got a big up in my book. So what are your thoughts? I see you churning.
One of the things that really bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm trying to pick how I want to say this. I'm trying not to be my crass self.
Okay.
One of my favorite parts of the book is that Parzival finds out that Artemis has, I think they're called Weinstein birthmarks.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. Like, he loves her so much as a person. He thinks she's absolutely gorgeous just the way she is. I think it sends a great message out to male and female readers.
Agreed.
It was the right choice by the author. And when he sees her, he's like, "You're even more beautiful than I imagined." She was like, "You mean that?" "Yes." And then they kiss. It's like the crescendo to their love.
Totally.
The whole time he's never seen her, and he only figures it out when he hacks the evil corporations. Oh, hey, you're moving again. Hey,
hi.
The evil corporate technology.
Yes.
See, if we were in the Oasis, we could be having this conversation, this podcast, face to face in a chat room on Mercury.
That would be weird and shiny, but yes. So you're afraid that
upgraded air conditioning unit, man.
You're afraid that they filtered that out somehow, right?
I am. So in the trailer, you see this decent-looking lady say, "Welcome to the Resistance, Parzival," or "Welcome to the Resistance, kid," or something like that. I don't know. And you don't really see the other side of her face. And
that might not even be her, though.
I'm hoping not. Because if they meet face-to-face several times and then beat the game together, that end moment is gone. It's dead. They've killed it. I'm really hoping that isn't her.
And let's face it.
They make her out to be this bad chick that like saves him and is going to show him the ropes of this like rebellion or resistance or whatever they're calling it. I don't know. That's my second gripe. I liked that it was just a couple of underground nobodies and some Japanese samurai.
Yeah.
That against this evil corporation and the rest of the known planet.
Yeah.
I loved that small band of just, they're the high five, right?
They are. Yeah. Yeah.
I loved the nickname. I loved the concept. I loved that these just group of people who, I mean, H and Parzival knew one another, but Parzival didn't know Artemis from anybody. She was a blogger, and he really liked her content.
Yeah, indeed.
And then met her face to face, and his jaw dropped, and he instantly fell in love.
Yep.
And so now we're gonna ditch that for a resistance. Welcome to the resistance, kid.
That might be a game note too.
Come on.
That might be him in another game or something too, for all we know.
Maybe.
I mean, we don't know what that is. It's all speculation, and we've got a little over a month before we find out.
And I don't know what that race sequence is all about either. It looks cool with a
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
It looks really cool, yeah.
But what?
I don't know. And let's face it, they may have changed it a little bit to throw people off from people that have seen the book because they want them to be a little more immersed and invested in the book.
Right.
So, or in the movie. So, I mean, that could be part of it, too. We're just guessing at images that we don't even know.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that Spielberg was like, hey, everyone, I need to borrow your licenses for just a little bit. I won't put any markings on it, but we're just going to like... Everyone's going to kind of know what it is, but it won't be like, hey, there's that. It's going to be like, we're just going to show him in that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he flies an X-Wing for a good portion of the book.
He flies an X-Wing. He flies Serenity from Firefly. He cruises around in a freaking DeLorean with the Knight Rider computer inside. He does so much in this thing that who knows what he's going to do with this.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping that the legal monstrosity that is the American cinema doesn't kill or extinguish what could be an amazing movie.
And I'm calling it all the figures that you see, like the people from Overwatch and the Spartans from Halo. I'm betting that's that end sequence trying to get into the castle.
Oh, it has to be. I don't know what else it could be.
I know, that's just crazy.
But then I see parts of the trailer and I'm like, oh, there's the stacks. Oh, there's all the stacks blew up. Oh, there's this hideout van.
Yep.
Oh, there's that. Oh, there's that. Oh, there, and I'm like, oh, that gives me so much hope.
Totally.
I am literally 50% terrified and 50% like about this movie.
You're that emotionally invested, and that's good though. That is good.
Man.
I can't remember a movie where I felt like that way going into it since The Last Jedi, to be honest.
I also have another thank you to give out if we have time.
Sure.
Can I? Okay. Ernest Cline, I want to say thank you from all the telemarketers in the world, myself included, as an ex-telemarketer, for writing that scene in the book where Wade has to work for said evil corporation in the most brilliant hack plan heist movie plan ever. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
part
awesome.
Of the book was so cool.
Yes, it was.
If you've read the book, you're like, why don't you just say it? I don't remember the name. O-R-C-O-R, I don't know. Opie?
It's not Opie. What? Opie, really?
Opie Griffith.
Really?
No, that's not.
Why?
Leave it to Opie. I don't know.
Leave it to Opie. Why would you
Opie.
even say that? I don't understand.
It's a reboot coming this fall.
Why would you say that? That's horrifying. I don't know. You're frightening me. Innovative Online Industries, IOI.
IOI, yeah. So he goes to work for IOI, gets himself captured by creating a fake identity that says that he owes credit card debt to IOI, and then gets himself arrested, put into indentured servitude, then hacks his own camera.
Totally.
His own biometrics and their own internet, because he set all of it up. Man.
It's a great
so much,
rope-a-dope.
Oh, dude, it's the only way they could have won. Shout out.
I'm betting that part is not in the movie, but go ahead, do your shout out.
Yeah, that part gets a little brutal, a little dark. Like the book is such a 1-2 punch. The book is completely like shining silver awesomeness that is the Oasis, with the incredibly dim, dark, gray awfulness that is the real world that they actually live in. And it's this cool, like, almost
seriously,
Matrix
the only thing darker. Yeah, I was about to say is the real world of the Matrix. The only thing darker.
Yeah.
Only thing.
It ain't by much.
Only.
Yeah.
People eating porridge.
Man.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the only way he's able to eat is by ordering food online and then hiring a separate delivery service and going to, I mean, yeah, how he sets himself up in his own apartment,
totally.
How he moves, how they get to Oregon. I mean, there wasn't anything that I was like, wait a minute. I truly loved Wade Watts. I liked the reason he was named Wade Watts.
Totally.
Because his dad thought it sounded like a superhero alter ego. I mean, so cool.
Yes.
I mean, if you have 5% nerd in your blood and or you just liked the stuff from the 80s, check this out. You may love it. You may put it down. Chances are you're probably going to love it. Was there any characters that you didn't like that you were supposed to?
No. Honestly, all of them I loved. I liked the execution, the style, the fact that they were all different, the fact that for a fictional thing, it felt real. It felt like it could be a thing I could step into, which is what you love of any fictional work. So man, I have no gripes about this book. For the most part, I mean, I enjoyed it. If you liked National Treasure, if you liked The Goonies, if you like fiction,
Ocean's 11.
A little, not hugely, but a little. Okay.
If you like
Which
war
we watched
games.
that on Monday. It was I love that movie.
If you liked war games,
yeah,
The Goonies.
Yes.
Like The Goonies.
Said that? Yeah, all the things, man. And really
80s music. Oh.
80s music. Oh my gosh. If you like Joust, if you like
oh man.
If you like D&D. Oh, and shout out wait. Speaking of nerddom, I cannot let this episode go to print without doing this. So, a shout out to my son Reese, who the day before this airs, Friday, he is going to his first ever Comic-Con. Reese has been invited by a friend of his. They have gone to Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City every year. They moved it from May to February this year. And a friend of his is taking him to Comic-Con on Friday. He's going to be able to sit in the Michael Roker panel and listen to Yondu himself speak things and curse at the audience and be reminded there's kids there. And also, for some reason, they're going to the Alice Cooper panel. I don't know what he's doing there as a panel, but he's going to be there for that panel as well and just have a good nerdy time. So shout out to Reese for having that first experience. I'm sorry I wasn't the one to be able to do that with you for your first, but I'm glad you're getting your first. So congrats, son.
I'm super jealous.
As am I, but it's
I'll be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, I know that my friend Ryan and his fiance Lauren went to St. Louis, and they are also going to Kansas City. So they did the doubleheader. They got pictures with the Lord of the Rings cast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Boromir and Samwise Gamgee and Pippin. They got a picture with all three of them.
Cool.
So, yeah, super cool, man. There's, and that's the thing. In this book, there's references to literally almost everything.
That is legitimate. Everything Halliday liked, it's all over the Oasis.
Or anyone
recreations
thought
of anything
that he could have liked.
Oh, yes. Which is just insane, because that's literally everything under the sun.
I mean, what's the first weapon that you would pick up in the Oasis?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Quite possibly, yeah.
But he says they're a dime a dozen.
Exactly. They're so prolific. I mean...
Yeah, Ernest Cline was like, all right, I get it. People want him to have a lightsaber for the final battle. Let's just kill that crap in chapter 4, okay?
And that was
they're
amazing.
A dime a dozen. Yeah.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah. Like, the Jade Key, that's going to be a green lightsaber. Nah, they suck. Everybody's got one. He has 65 in his own collection. They're terrible. Let's move on. Like, what?
I don't know if they're terrible so much as they're so prolific. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like getting the uncommon thing. Okay, you got the next level, but it's still not like the legendary gear. You got the uncommon thing. Go for legendary. Set your sights higher.
Now, there are parts of this book that are not kid-friendly.
No. I mean, I let my, at the time, 13-year-old read it with the caution, hey, there's wordy dirds in this. So, which is just parry-ease for dirty words. It's a thing.
Well, it's your Perry tribe's term. My tribe doesn't have that term because I'm here.
I know, Tide Pod boy, calm down. But the thing is, yeah, I saw that Snapchat. The thing is, don't just throw the book around. You know, do it with a little bit of parental caution. You know where your kids are at, etc. You know where you're at. So read responsibly.
And if you're this far in the podcast and you haven't read the book, kudos.
Good job. Thanks for sticking with us. But
we have left some bombs in the book.
Oh, completely untouched
out
areas
of this show.
Of going for it. And besides, Larry is looking at me with the glare look. We cannot legally say these things.
Sure.
At least Larry will sue us, which is just wrong. You're under contract, dude.
He never loses when he's
now he's throwing feces at me. Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap this up.
I don't know how he does that, but
I don't know either. It's weird.
Loses when he goes against Disney, but doesn't lose against me. Whatever.
So, ladies and gentlemen, since James did it to me last time, next episode 65, we are going to be discussing the types of games we want the next Star Wars game to be. Because apparently EA is being ditched because Disney is shopping around for a new company to run with the license.
Ooh.
Now,
I have
don't get me wrong.
Ideas just smack me across the back.
That's why I thought of this episode. I want to know what company you're thinking and what kind of game they do best that you want to see done Star Wars style.
Okay.
So that's what episode 65 is going to be. Episode 65, The Search for Star Wars. Or something. I don't know. Star Gaming? Star Gaming sounds like a casino thing.
Hotel Home. No.
That...
Lando
Sim Chewie?
No. Yeah, Star Wars needs a new home, and we're gonna move that bus and give him a makeover.
And don't get me wrong, I think James said it best on the Facebook, on the group, A Bunch of Dads Gaming. I personally agree with him. I don't think that they made a bad game in Battlefront 2. I think they executed things poorly, and that's why they're in hot water. And not only that, I think they executed things poorly again with bad decision making, and that's not good when you have a powerhouse like Disney running with the money and going, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, you can't make those mistakes that many times, and I'm sorry to say it, but they're going to lose it.
I challenge any gamer, even the most jaded, even the that hates EA with as much fiery passion of 1,000 suns that I do, for even trying to sully Star Wars' good name with loot boxes. I challenge you, chubby keyboard warrior in your mom's basement, play Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Galactic Assault, play Kashyyyk, and not be impressed.
Legit.
Try to not be impressed. You can't do it. The game is gorgeous. The action is incredible. The music is a direct port from the Star Wars movies. Or even like Naboo.
And it's just sheer fun, man. Naboo is awesome. Kashyyyk is awesome.
There's
the
actual,
Starfighter. I actually like playing in being in the cockpit, flying around, shooting stuff.
We've got to play that game more often together.
I
love
know.
Starfighter mode, and I'm a beast at it. So we gotta play more often.
And I'm reasonably okay sometimes, and that's just the fun of it, man. Is you're gonna roll into games, awesome, and the next one's gonna be what happened to me.
Yeah, I run into stuff because I'm trying to do too fancy of flying.
I run into stuff because I don't fly good.
Right.
So,
I'm trying to do like a triple barrel roll loop to loop through Death Star trash.
I told you, do not try to land the triple axle in an AT-AT. It does AT-AT? Right. Why did I say AT-AT? TIE Fighter. It doesn't go well.
Let's try spinning. That's a good move. Whoops. Okay.
Oh, hey, actually, we need to check it because I thought I heard somewhere that the port of doing Matt the Radar Technician as Kylo Ren might be a limited time availability on consoles. I thought I heard that. I'm not 100%. Correct me if I'm wrong, dear sweet internet, but I thought I read that somewhere.
Okay, bleep's coming.
Oh,
My favorite part from that skit is when what's his name from SNL goes, I heard Kylo Ren's a punk and he like forced slams him.
Oh, look, he's choking on food.
Oh yeah, no,
I see what's in your mind. I
heard Kylo
is stupid.
I heard Kylo Ren's speech would have been way cooler with like heavy metal music and like snacks. It would have been great.
That skit is so awesome.
How many times have I sent you the GIF of just Matt the Radar Technician just giving a thumbs up?
Oh my god.
Kylo Ren approves. It's my favorite one of all time.
Dude, they need to produce a limited run of that card he gets from the guy. After the raid comes the rainbow. And literally having their sorry I killed your son.
Sorry I killed your son. I think if EA wants to get out of hot water, they need to just own it. And be like, hey, we're taking, even as like a in-game reward, we're taking loot boxes out, we're taking cards out, we're taking everything is free, the DLCs are going to be free, the expansions
which they're doing
are free.
Because the last game.
Right. In addition, everything is unlocked, everything's cranked up, everybody has legendary stuff, build your character how you want, we're really sorry, we won't ever happen again, loot boxes are permanently gone. We thank you for your business.
That could be a thing.
And then start putting like funny stuff in there, like, like
you. There's your muffin. Just random goodness in there.
Let me roll as BB-8 up the beaches of Kashyyyk to carry a bomb at somebody.
No,
like
the vehicle drop you get is BB-8 commanding an ATST.
Yeah, throw it in there. What do you have to lose at this point? Just do the Hail Mary F-it tactic and just give us all the funniest. Like
you've got 3 minutes as Last Jedi hologram Force Luke, and you're just literally running around just to mess with people. You get no damage. You take no damage. You literally just mess with everybody.
Especially if I could go like brush my shoulder off every time somebody misses my shot. Like I see a sniper bullet whiz past my head, I will move 2 centimeters to the right and emote my shoulder off, and then run right at him. Yeah, no, it's great. Give me like, I don't know, impaled Han as one of the characters. give me jetpack Maz Kanata. Like
that would be entertaining.
People apart. Give me droid Dekaz. Where are droid Dekaz?
That is a wonderful question. That is a great question. Give me
it all.
Give me where you have you gotta okay. Words would be good. Give me the Starfighter sequence where you suddenly pull out a random person and just like randomly in the game, and that person is instantly young Anakin Skywalker. It's full thrust, no brakes, barely any weapons, and the goal is simply you have to survive. Have fun.
I want to know why in Starfighter mode your hero craft isn't era specific. Why is there not a Plo Koon? Why is there not a young Anakin? Why is there not a really reluctant but very accurate shooting Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like, Yoda's cool. Don't get me wrong. Yoda's super
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a renowned pilot in the Clone Wars.
I mean, how does he reach the stick? I mean, does he need boxes? What does he do?
Cane I use. He just pokes the
hydraulics. I have, yes.
Yeah, broken.
His is the only starship that will break mid battle and suddenly just bounce up and down to the beat of Dr. Dre, just because.
I have always wanted to see one of the Jedi moves. Them like have like a little port out the back of their ship
with the lightsaber in the back.
They just drop their lightsaber and it launches. They can ignite it with the Force and then bring it back in through the port. Like,
oh, I was thinking like it sticks up like an antenna on the back of a car, and that way they can pull a barrel roll and like just block incoming blaster fire with it, and maybe deflect some stuff back.
Instead of hit the brakes and he'll fly right by, it's hit the brakes and he'll get cut in half.
That would be super dangerous because let's face it, those speeds, you're catching debris all over your ship. There's no way out of that.
I mean, I just don't understand it. Like, there's plenty of stuff to do in the Clone Wars. There's more than enough. Throw Wedge Antilles in there for the classic.
Awesome. Where's my Porkins at, man? Where's Porkins?
There's too many of them. Throw Gold Leader in there, like,
yes.
Luke, you've turned off your deflector systems. Like, throw him in there.
Where's Lando Calrissian and Nib Nub flying my Falcon?
Oh yeah. Like, throw him in there. There's more than enough.
We are so far off topic. We can't even find Ready Player One anymore. Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing, though. All these things could be in the Oasis. So
that is true.
Not fully gone.
Way to bring it back, James.
I'm going to call it as we
have to.
Our bumpy recovery as we pull the sinking ship into the port, much like what's-his-face from the Pirate of the Caribbean movies in the first one.
Jack Sparrow?
Yes.
Wow.
Like a tipsy Jack Sparrow. We're going to call the show there as it sinks into the dock. Mike, where can the folks find us on the interwebs?
In an insane asylum, apparently, James. Oh, man. We're all over social media, from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram. There's a last to the party out there for just about anybody. We've got the Facebook group. We're at Last of the Party on Twitter. We're last_2_the_party, because Larry, the legal... Are you adapting? Are you a llama now? Anyway, he is all over the place and made us have all the underscores. But that's where we're at on the social media. And we do things and put stuff on there that excites us. So make sure you tune in on that thing. Are you ready to see Ready Player One? Are you hyped about Black Panther kicking the bejesus out of Batman and going to the live screen?
If you're above the age of 18 and you enjoy really good rap music, that soundtrack is free on Spotify right now.
Really? I haven't heard it.
Incredible. Kendrick Lamar, King Kendrick, you win rap.
I'm going to check this out.
For the 2017-18 year. You win.
Awesome.
Guys, quick announcement. March is the end of March. We should have our own customized Android app for your listening, last of the party, consuming a pleasure. So if you're an Android user, or you're an Apple user who has lots of Android friends who would love the show, just let them know to keep their eyes out around that time of year. Like Mike said, we're on YouTube. But the number one way to help out the show, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have nerdy friends, put it in front of their faces. It's the number one way to help us out. We really appreciate it. Guys, for Last of the Party, I've been James.
I've been Mike. Thank you for tuning in to the Brothers Perry ranting nonstop about nerdy specific goodness. We'll catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye, everybody. That was weird. I don't know why I did that.
I don't want it to happen
I
again.
feel uncomfortable now that that's been said.
I'm sweaty.
I don't know what that means.
Bye.